Fredericksburg citizens have a lot of ownership of the city. They're environmentally conscious and they're not afraid to call the city and say, hey, I think we should do this. And the city is usually very responsive to citizen requests if they make sense. And if the city has a budget to be able to accommodate that request. The citizenry is a very important part of this city, and without it, city staff would probably struggle to keep it as clean and green as it is.
This is our trash grabber program that we started last year. It came as from a suggestion of a frequent trail user who said, you know, I think people would help clean up the trash along the trails if we actually gave them a method to do it. So what if we put some trash grabbers at different stations along the trail, and then people could use them and then pick up trash as they go and then drop them off at another station. So we decided to try it. I think if you look around our trails, you'll see how clean they are, and we get a lot of good feedback from families and people that are using it that say how much they appreciate that they can help support the trail. The river is one of our greatest resources we have here in the city, and we love it. Our community loves it. Even those visitors that come love it. So by actually picking up the trash before it gets down in the river keeps our river a lot cleaner.
Our city council has a priority that says that they want to keep the city clean and green. They want a sustainable city. So they've got a lot of things that they're talking about, a lot of things that they talk to staff about and citizens about as far as keeping the city clean and pushing the city forward as far as composting, recycling, true reuse of commodities.
Cigarette butts are the #1 problem. We did a cigarette butt pickup from the center of city down to City Dock, and we picked up 3,838 cigarette butts in that 5-block area of people that had just left them around. That's a huge problem. So we've actually started a cigarette butt campaign. Butts are litter too. We actually have some cigarette butt butlers that have been put in our parks that people can dispose of their cigarette butts, and then those butts will actually be recycled and be made into park benches, which is so cool.
Graffiti was a problem, especially in the 300-400 block of Riverside Drive and Ficklin Island. When I was appointed to this position, I went down there on foot patrol, and just about every square foot was covered in taggings. Some gang graffiti, some just people not caring, and it broke my heart. I wanted to remove it immediately, but conventional methods would kill the fish, kill microorganisms in the river. So we had to spend about probably 1 or 2 months researching it, and finally we found a company out of Wisconsin that makes Blue Bear. It's soybean based, doesn't have any effect on the fish, and it was approved by the EPA. It's about $1,000 a gallon, and then it's also very labor intensive where you have to set up pressure washers. When I went to the city, they were more than willing. They said just buy it and make it happen. We had Parks and Rec involved, we had Public Works, the Fredericksburg Police, everyone involved on the cleanups. What we do here at the police department, it's community-based policing. The officers have ownership of their zones. I have ownership of the watershed. That's my responsibility. We've seen big changes over the past 3 years, and we're going in the right direction.
I'm very proud of our city. I'm very proud of these efforts. Our trash grabber program was very inexpensive. Even to put up these 8 stations that we now have is probably under $1,000. It's something any community could do if they wanted to do it. So the fact that we can do this, make our city better and do it in a low-cost way certainly makes me proud of our efforts.
Fredericksburg cares about their city. It's a great place to work, it's a great place to live, and I think people are very proud of that.